So my greatest Olympic prize by Jesse Owens. It is an autobiographical sketch wherein he's talking about his personal experience of meeting Luz Long and how it transformed his life. All right. So now the story it refers to talks to the 1936 36 Olympics. It's written 35 years, 36 Olympics, wherein Jesse Owens he made a sporting history, wherein he broke 5 world records and then equaled the sixth in the space of 45 minutes. So it's one after the other he was able to break so many records, and then that broad long jump that he jumped, the record that he had set, it would last for 25 years. So it was a moment of great glory and achievement for Jesse Owens. And this was possible because of one person. So this experience he is sharing in this particular chapter, this particular item. So this is the photograph of Jesse Owens. This is what he looks like. So he was called JC. He was the youngest of 10 children. He was born in Alabama. He attended the Ohio State University. So, as a student at the university, he had already set a world record. So, he was already a very famous athlete at that time. So, in the 1936 Berlin Summer Olympics, he won 4 gold medals in the 100-meter, 200-meter high jump, and 400-meter relay. So, quite an achievement. So from that you can understand the height of his greatness. So now the story, the greatest Olympic prize, it's based on his experience at the 1936 Berlin Olympics game, and he was under a lot of stress to win a medal. Why was there a stress? Because Hitler, at the same time, he wanted to prove his Aryan supremacy theory by pitting his best athlete against the rest. So we know that he had kept hidden his best athlete, that is Luz Long, and through him he wanted to prove to everyone that the Aryans are the best in the world. And Hitler's Germany was represented by Luz Long. So all this created a lot of stress in Jesse Owens. So he was under a lot of pressure to win that particular event. So now, what had happened to him? He was under a lot of stress and he was very angry at Hitler and his idea of racial supremacy. So he had lost his confidence, and very surprisingly, he committed a foul during the selection trials. So this is very shocking and not expected of an athlete of his stature. Someone who had already set a world record, fouling during the trials is unheard of. These things don't happen like that. But from that, you can understand there was so much of pressure on him. So when he was under that pressure, he was approached by a friendly gentleman, and that was Luz Long. So he approached Owens and asked him how he was. He showed a lot of genuine concern. He advised Owens to take the next trial by jumping a little behind the real line and to take it easy. So it was quite a commonsensical thing. But when we are under a lot of stress and pressure, we forget even the commonsensical and what we would have done otherwise. So this actually helped him to regain his confidence. So Owen, he was very surprised at the humility and the concern shown by an opponent. So this becomes an example of true sportsman spirit, wherein winning is not everything. We need to take others also along with us as we race ahead. That's a lesson that we get out of what Luz Long had done to Jesse Owens. So now what happened? He followed this advice and he cleared the trials. And the same night, they spent quite a lot of time talking with each other, talking, bonding, and forming a very deep friendship. So it was the beginning of a deep friendship, though we know that later they did not meet after the particular games. So the relationship, the interaction between these men, it shows the meaning of true sportsmanship and the spirit of the Olympic Games. The Games is not just meant to win. Main thing is that you participate, you encourage each other, and you respect your fellow participants. So because of that confidence, the boost that was given by Luz Long, Jesse Owens, he was able to perform really well. He went on to create a world record and he was able to win the Olympic gold. And Luz Long, he won the silver. And Hitler, in the story, he says that Hitler was very angry, glaring at them and all. But later, in one of his writings, he said that he did not really meet him after that. We don't know the real truth. But then what the takeaway is that these two men had become real good friends. There was a lot of respect and concern for each other, and that shows what humanity and what being human is all about. So this shows a victory of values and humanity. So people like Hitler, they come and they try to do as much damage as they can, but then ultimately they would be defeated by people like Luz Long and Jesse Owens, people who don't believe in these things, who rise above and beyond distinctions of race, class, gender, and all these kind of man-made barriers and gulfs that we create. So what matters in the end is how we treat each other, how we care for each other, and how we truly become human in the real sense. So that is the gist, the essence of this particular um, autobiographical vignette piece taken from this particular chapter.